Hello everyone, my name is Prashant, and today we are going to talk about um, a specific concept called workforce management. Some of you might have heard about it. And what does workforce management mean? Where is it used? What are the roles and responsibilities? So we'll dive into these concepts, we'll dive into this particular area of expertise, and we'll try to understand what and how things happen in this particular area. So I'm just sharing my screen. Okay. So WFM, it consists of two words, workforce management. WF stands for workforce and M stands for management. Workforce means assets like employees, infrastructure, and management means optimum utilization. So for example, in factories, call centers, or hospitals, there are a lot of employees and there is a lot of infrastructure to maintain. And there's always a target or a goal that a management takes into consideration of maximum utilization or optimum utilization. So how do we do that, right? Or how does the WFM team does that? So uh, just to clarify this over here, it's not necessary that every factory or call center hospital might have a separate WFM team. But since these are big organizations, or even in other organizations where there are different hierarchies and there are, a huge set of employees or assets to maintain, we tend to have a separate team called workforce management team. But in some of the cases, if the size of the company is small, like you have 20, 30 employees, so these kind of activities are done by the managers or team leaders or people who are in the management side. So what exactly is expected from a workforce management team? So as I said, in different factories or different call centers, you require workforce management. Workforce refers to employees, infrastructures, and all those stuff. So we or the WFM team needs to prepare daily schedule for employees because there might be different shifts, and in those shifts you need different number of people. For example, in morning shifts you might need more number of people. Even in hospitals in the morning shifts there might be more nurses and more doctors required, so you need to prepare an optimum schedule for them. Also, we need to keep a track of hiring attrition because it's a common practice. Most of the times, there might be someone who is on resignation and there might be new openings coming up. So you need to keep a track of that particular gap between employees that need to be hired and employees who are going to leave the organization. You need to keep a track of that. Then manage daily attendance. It's very important to understand how the infrastructure is performing. So there might be, some machineries which might not be working. So you need to keep a track of that also. And also there might be some employees who might not be coming on the production floor continuously due to some reason. So you need to keep a track of that also to understand where you're lacking in your manpower requirements. And also you need to understand how the manpower is performing, how the equipments are performing, and whether they are properly utilized or not. Generally, in an organization, we expect 70 to 80% utilization because a higher utilization will uh, you know, lead to a greater burnout, whereas a lower utilization will not be beneficial for the organization. So you need to have a balance of utilization. Also, there are a lot of reports which are required to keep all this track because you cannot go and track each and every step because when there are a lot of employees, you cannot keep an eye on each and every one. So you need to have different kind of reports which give you this information. So you have scheduling report where we keep a track of the different shifts that are being maintained by the employees, the attendance report, the attrition report, then you have daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly performance reports to track how we are doing. Even the production of a company can be tracked using the performance report as to whether the demand and supply is being met or not. So all these activities are being carried out and taken into consideration by the WFM team. And in order to do all these stuff, in order to produce these reports, you need different kind of tools. So if I talk about, these are some of the very common tools which are required in a WFM process. For example, Excel, it's one of the very basic tools which helps us in data management and reporting, because you can prepare different kind of charts. Then you have VB and Alteryx, which help us in automation of Excel reports. And most of the times what you will see is that a lot of companies who are running Excel reports from a long period of time, they tend to automate those reports. So VB and Alteryx are very good tools that can help you in doing that. SQL and MS Access are databases, and they help in effective data management. The reason why I've written effective is they don't take into consideration any kind of formatting, which is a big key feature of Excel. But formatting actually tends to increase a lot of space usage. And since SQL and MS Access do not focus on data formatting, so they can handle a huge amount of data, much higher than what Excel can handle. Then you have Tableau and Power BI, which are pro visualization tools. Power BI to some extent does have data management capability using Power Query, but Tableau has to depend upon any other kind of tool. For example, Alteryx is sometimes used with Tableau, where Alteryx is used for data management and automation and transformation, and then we load it to Tableau to prepare visualization. So these two are very uh, strong tools for representing your data in the form of reports. Then you have R and Python, which are used for data analysis and data modeling. Most of the times we use them to understand the trends and to forecast for future references. Then you have MS Word, obviously, like most of the documentation that is being done. So whenever there is a process which starts, or different kind of processes that are running, we need to have a track of the agreements that was done in the initial stage. And sometimes we also introduce different kind of rules and regulations to keep the processes under check and comply with different rules and regulations which are required to run the process. Then obviously you have PowerPoint, which is used for different kind of presentations, because most of the times what happens is the management is not very much interested in just looking at the data. They want to see insights. So at that point of time, PowerPoint comes as a very handy tool to represent your insights and data outputs. It can be visualization, it can be tables. So these are some of the things which are associated with a WFM process. And I hope it must have given you some insight in what you can expect when you are moving towards a WFM role. So if you have any other questions, just let me know in the comment section, and keep learning. Thank you very much.